Hello and welcome to Badminton Weekly with me, Jasmine Lim. On Sunday, the Suwon Victor Korea Open concluded a run of 3 straight events in Asia and saw Indonesia secure gold in men's singles for the first time at a Super 500 or better this year. Jonatan Christie reached his first final since the Indonesia Masters in January and for the first time since turning independent. It took the 28-year-old an hour and 15 minutes and all 3 games to beat top seed Anders Antonsen and lift his first trophy of the year. Chris Langridge thoroughly enjoyed seeing Christie return to title-winning ways.
I do think it's pretty big, to be honest, just because for Christie himself, he had a case of he moved brands which he was sponsored by, which sounds a small thing, but you have to get used to the new products. But the bigger one obviously was he went independent, so he left the federation, which it is a big thing because he has to control everything, his coach, his training, his travel, which tournaments he plays, everything. And the other big thing is the pressure, because when you leave the federation, I think the pressure does mount on you, because if you don't perform, people say you made the wrong decision. That's not always the case. It just takes time to adapt to the new situation that he's in. The big thing for me is I have absolutely no doubt in how good Jonatan Christie is. I think he's amazing. The only thing that I think was missing was his belief. It is momentum, it is belief. It's kind of that little stepping stone where all of a sudden you start to go, hold on, I am good. I am as good as, because you look at his game and it's hard to fault any aspect of his game, every part of it. He moves well, he's very athletic, very strong, explosive, good touch, good defense, good attack. There's no weakness. The only part I question is sometimes shot selection, but I don't think it is shot selection, but I think it's more a case of sometimes his belief in himself, or maybe how he deals with the stress of the situation or the pressure, because he's so good. I'm not surprised that he has won this tournament. Yes, he did beat one of the most informed players in the world, Anders Antonsen, in the final, which was a phenomenal result for Christie. But, he's so good that it's not really a surprise.
Fajar Alfian and Mohammad Shohibul Fikri had given Indonesia their biggest win of the season at the China Open in July. And while the pair fell short in the final against Kim and Seo in Suwon, Chris Langridge believes the pair have truly revived the nation's hope in men's doubles.
This is, for me, what men's doubles has been crying out for, which is a really solid pair from Korea, but then maybe from Indonesia, a bit more creative, flamboyant, which we're used to from Indonesia. And I think, I don't want to get too excited because I'm getting quite excited, but these two pairs could be kind of the challengers, if you know what I mean, that are rivaling each other for a period of time in regards to what an exciting combination, because on paper, it shouldn't really work. You've got 2 net men together, but the way they move around each other, their trust in each other, their trust in the shots they're playing, it's exciting to watch. And something like this can help the whole category, the discipline of men's doubles, because the other part is we've now got Ranky Reddy and Shetty, who are, fingers crossed, going to stay fit and actually have a bit of momentum. For me, those 3 pairs are the top 3 pairs in the world at the moment by quite a bit. And this new exciting men's doubles pair from Indonesia, I do hope, as a badminton fan, that they stay together. The way that they've started, it's a joy to watch. It is creative, it's dynamic, it is. It's what we all want to see. And obviously, I don't know the exact ins and outs of all the camp and everything, but from a badminton perspective, please keep them together, because what an exciting partnership. They have almost burst onto the badminton scene. They're 2 amazing players, everybody knows that. But together, it's just different.
After 7 semi-final exits on the HSBC BWF World Tour this year, Akane Yamaguchi finally broke the jinx by reaching the final of the Korea Open. The 28-year-old then saw off the challenge posed by world number 1 An Se-young 21-18, 21-13 to clinch her first tour title of 2025. The result also made Yamaguchi the first player to beat An in the final this year.
Perfect. She's done it. Possibly the most shocking result of the year.
ワールドツアーではなかなか、決勝に進めていなかったので、まずは、決勝戦を戦えたことがすごく嬉しかったですし、今世界ランキング1位のアン・セヨン選手にどんどんチャレンジして、すごくいいプレーができたので、そこが良かったなと思います。先週チャイナオープンで対戦した時はなかなか自分の攻撃面が、ラリーはできたんですけどうまくいかなかったので、今日は、よりアグレッシブに攻撃していくっていうのを、意識してやってました。世界選手権でいいプレーができたっていうのはもちろんなんですけど、世界選手権っていう、大きな、ターゲットがあったからこそ、そこまでの準備も含めて、今年ここ数年の中でも自分自身すごく意識高く準備できたのかなと思うので、そういう準備だったり、試合に向けての取り組みっていう面で、自分を変化させられたのかなと思うので、その大きな目標があって、良かったなと思います。とても、嬉しいです。
About 11 months ago, Kong Hee-young and Kim Hye-jung partnered up and won their first tournament together at the Korean Masters. Last weekend, they completed the Korean double by defeating Rin Iwanaga and Kie Nakanishi 21-19, 21-12 in the final in Suwon. Ashwini Punapa explains how this pair have grown in stature and are here to stay.
Winning the Korea Masters to coming forward to just recently winning the Korea Open. It's pretty incredible. And currently they are Korea's #1 women's doubles pair, and they're ranked world #4, which is pretty amazing considering the fact that they haven't played for a long time. And of course, in this last 1 year, they won about 4 titles, and reached about 6 finals. So that says a lot about the kind of pair that they are. Head-to-head against most of the other pairs is stronger, especially in the top 8 pairs in the world. They have a better head-to-head. But definitely, if there's one thing that the Korean pair need to work on, it would be the fact that Kim can be a little bit compromised on the defense at times, and especially when she's at the back and Kong is at the net. The pair do struggle at times because Kim doesn't have the strongest of smash, and if they're playing against an opponent who's good at counter-attacking, then that can be a bit of an issue. But the last 1 year has definitely been quite promising for Kim and Kong, especially because I would say Kong's gotten very, very strong. I mean, she's always been strong. She's done really well with her previous partner, who also happened to be Kim. But yeah, I mean, she's got a very hard smash, and Kim Hye-jung complements her game really well by tackling the net well. But for me, I think the change in Kong's game is the fact that apart from strength, what I'm seeing is a lot more angles, a lot more variations. Her smashes, she's keeping her opponents guessing, which makes it very tricky. But I think the challenge here would be for Kim to get a bit stronger, because sometimes they can get into trouble when Kim is at the back and Kong is at the net. And that's something that I think they would need to tackle better. I mean, Kim is still quite good in terms of finding her way back into the net, but when that formation changes, it kind of gets tricky because you can convert from defense to offense quite easily when Kim is at the back of the court. So that is a little bit of a weakness, along with the fact that sometimes on that defense, if your opponent's playing really well, like in the start of the finals at the Korea Open, where the Japanese pair were attacking really well and they were very smart. I think they caught them quite often with that attack against the Korean pair. And that's like a tricky area for them, because sometimes if there's a player at the net who's really strong and who can intercept their drives, they can get into a bit of trouble. But in that finals, even though they were trailing for most of it, I think they did a pretty good job coming back. And then that second game, they bulldozed the Japanese pair. I think they played the game that's most favored to them, which is basically being on the offensive. And yeah, they played really well. Some really good smashes from Kong. And Kim also intercepted really well. But I'd say towards the end, a couple of unforced errors, and also the change in attack from Kim to Kong kind of cost them, because Kong was on fire at that final. She was all over. She was really strong, hitting really well, defending really well, and she had that confidence. It is pretty amazing considering the fact that they're relatively new and on tour. There are quite a few new partnerships, and it's always amazing because they're all fighting to be at the top, and Kong and Kim, like Chae Yu Jung, have got to the top quite fast.
Chae Yu Jung is one of Korea's prominent names in mixed doubles, having won the 2023 TotalEnergies BWF World Championships with Seo-seong-jae. Outside of badminton, the Korean shuttler loves to cook and prefers the autumn season. Here are a few things you might not know about the 30-year-old.
안녕하세요. 한국 배드민턴 국가대표 선수 최유정입니다. 오늘은 저의 일상을 소개해 드리도록 하겠습니다. 하고 싶은 취미생활이 있어요. 제가 탁구를 좋아하는데 탁구를 배우고 싶은데 아직까지는 배울 시간이 없어서 취미 활동을 못하고 있고, 그냥 운동 그만두면은 해봐야지 이렇게 그런 생각을 가지고 생활하고 있습니다. 음식은 조금 진짜 어렵다. 제가 약간 이렇게 운동을 많이 이렇게 할 때는 고기 위주로 조금 먹으려고 하고, 약간 친구들 만나면은 술 조금 겉들이니까 약간 해산물 쪽으로도 이렇게 친구들 만나면 약간 그렇게 먹는 것 같고, 혼자 이렇게 있을 때는 이렇게 요리 이렇게 하는 걸 좋아해가지고 막 만들어 먹어보려고 진짜 마구잡이로 막 이렇게 먹는 편이어서 가리는 음식이 딱히 없다 보니까. 요즘에 드로잉이라고 노래가 있는데 그거 되게 자주 들었었고, 두 번째는 단 한 사람? 그거 발라드 그거 들었었고, 이제 최근에는 마쿠투베 피자게야 그거 요즘 지금 빠져가지고 무한 재생, 반복 재생. 찾아보고 이런 건 아닌데 최근에 오징어 게임 3 나와가지고 그거 봤고, 개인적으로는 나는 솔로라고 그거 좋아해서 좀 자주 보면서 이제 뭐 친구들한테도 야, 나 30 될 때까지 아무도 없으면 거기 지원 좀 해줘라 막 이렇게 농담할 정도로 되게 많이 자주 보고 좋아하는 프로그램이긴 해. 진짜 생각이 많아요. 제가 쓸데없는 생각도 많고 걱정도 많고. 근데 결론은 약간 뭐 어쩌라고 약간 막 스트레스 받다가도 몰라 뭐 어쩌라고 뭐 잘 또 지나가겠지 약간 요런, 마지막에는 이런 생각을 해서, 그런 생각이 어떻게 보면 저한테 좀 단점이자 장점이지 않을까 생각합니다. 성공은 꾸준합니다. 진짜 뭐든 묵묵하게 꾸준하게 하면 언젠가는 원하는 거 얻는다. 약간 그런 생각이 딱 계기도 있고, 그러다 보니까 성공의 비결은 꾸준합니다.
That's it for our show today. Join us next week as we look ahead to the European League in October with 4 back-to-back tournaments on the HSBC BWF World Tour. In the meantime, stay up to date with the latest news by downloading our BWF app, Badminton for You. And as always, let us know your thoughts, comments, and questions on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Bye for now.